So, ladies and gentlemen, as I always promise you, we bring what we call world class and quality guests to Soul Food Gospel. And I have that in the embodiment of my dear friend Dennis O'Neill, or O'Neill Dennis. So first of all, let's clear up the mystery. Which one is it?
You know what's amazing? I've
Yeah,
been around for about, what, 11 years?
yeah.
And to this day, I get that question as if it was day one. What do we call you, right? Clear this up for us. My actual name is O'Neill Dennis,
O'Neill
but in
Dennis.
this country, that's two Irish surnames. So even when I introduce myself properly, hey, I'm O'Neill Dennis, the
Yeah,
person then turns it around to think that I'm Dennis
it's
O'Neill.
O'Neill. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I've been called by my surname so often that I've started answering to it as a first name. So that's the problem. And then when you're a marketing head, like a PR and marketing head like I
Yeah,
am, you realize the importance of icebreakers. So that's my
true.
icebreaker, like we are doing right now. So yeah, I think I'll add to the mystery, I'll add to
Oh,
the confusion all the time by
that
introducing
is,
myself as Dennis as well.
and it works, right? And then
It's
you're so right as well. That has been
yes.
one of the questions there, because I'm sure even Sam at one point,
Hmm.
I was having a conversation with Sam, and she goes, "I get confused as well sometimes," but and she works with you, and talk less of the people
Yep.
that actually know you as well. So that's
Icebreaker.
absolutely awesome.
Icebreaker.
But no, O'Neill, then you're welcome to Soul Food Gospel
Okay.
Radio.
Thank you so much for
Lovely to,
having me.
yeah, lovely to have you here. Although I'm sure I used to think it was just Dennis, and I don't know if I should go back to
Mm.
Dennis. Anyway,
Dennis
if it
is fine.
changes,
I like Dennis. Yeah.
yeah, change
Fine.
it,
I like Dennis. Yeah.
yeah. All right. If it changes as the interview goes on, it's just me slipping back, reverting back to my old habits. So it's
No
fine.
problem.
All
No
right.
problem at all.
So for those who don't know anything at all about you, you are would the CEO be the right word, or founder of A Step Forward?
I think founder just sounds simpler, so I'm happier with that one.
Yeah.
Right? But for John Public, founder and CEO of A Step Forward is the usual title. But yeah,
Yeah.
chief
Okay.
servant. I'm happy with chief servant more often than not. Yeah.
And boy, do you serve. It's so funny. I see some award ceremonies and things all around the world, and the people that do them normally enjoy them a lot.
Mm.
And I mean,
Hmm.
they're sitting down and they're enjoying the works of their hands. You're not that kind of person. I see you like you're here, you're there, you're hardly ever. It's like you avoid the stage, and you're everywhere
Hmm.
else bar the stage, right?
But the stage. Yeah, because the heart is to serve. That really is what I feel called to do. That's
Mm,
something I'm passionate about. It's something I love doing. I
hmm.
take joy just seeing others celebrated, seeing others benefit from whatever I can do to help. And that,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a passion of mine. It's just a joy to serve.
Yeah. And if you've got a servant's heart, I guess that's where that's your thing, right? It's not the
Yes.
accolades. It's that, being
Yeah.
out there to help support all these great artists
Hmm.
and creatives
Hmm.
around the whole of the UK and around the world as well. That's one of the things I always used to think, and I'm going to let you explain a bit about the organization, but I used to think it was all about the UK. But as time has gone on, I see that you stretch quite far across the Atlantic into Africa, into Europe as well, and that's one of the things I thought.
Hmm.
Okay, I didn't quite realize that. I thought it was just a UK based organization.
Yeah, and you're quite right with that. It
Mm,
is UK based, but we are very global minded because it's pointless kind of just, even though we're focused on the British artists, there
mm,
is a view that, well, we're part of a bigger ecosystem. And even outside of that, it's a kingdom mindset as well to say the more we connect with our brothers and sisters wherever they are, the better off we're going to be. The more we learn, the more they learn, the more connectivity, and the more the gospel spreads. So that's really our heart, just a heart to connect. And thankfully, as well, people see the work that we've been doing. They see our spirit of excellence. They see the desire to just continue to serve. So we're being viewed and from everywhere in the world as well. So people usually reach out to us because they want to partner with us. They want to just connect with us. They want to sit alongside us with the stuff that we're doing for their territories as well. And that's a great place to be in. That's a great place to be in.
Yeah, I think the world has changed. It's not so much you can actually be from one place. There's a lot of collaborations going on, isn't there, all around the world? And I think the
Yes,
pandemic
absolutely.
kind of like really opened that window up where people that have never met before are now,
Mhm.
collaborating and working together to achieve, something for the kingdom.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So let's take ourselves all the way back to the beginning of the A Step Forward movement and the idea. Tell us what
Mm.
it was like. Where did this vision come from, and how did it begin?
That's a great question. I tend to say sometimes that Step Forward was born out of the ashes of my former life. Because I kind of had one of those Saul Paul conversion situations. You know, those ones where you lose everything, the mistakes of the past, stuff that
Yep,
you've done wrong.
yep,
All of that allows you to kind of go to a rock bottom situation and only God can bring you out. Yeah, I've had
amen.
one of those experiences, right?
Wow.
And I think that has fueled my desire to serve because
Mm,
when you recognize that you're only where you are because of God's hand on your life, when you realize that you've been given a second chance, and you appreciate the second chance so much that you
mm,
hold on to it with everything you've got. So that's
yep.
why the joy even I have for serving is actually joy of the second chance, joy of the fact that,
Mm,
okay, I am still able to serve and to help because of the grace of God. So
amen.
you delight in that because you realize that, man, this is not of my own doing, and this is grace. This is grace and favor unmerited. But that was really the start for Step Forward. That's what fueled Step Forward in the early days. And it allowed us to flourish because we came into the UK scene identifying a need. When I came in, when I started, I remember traveling around the UK and hearing words like, North-South divide and fragmentation and disunity. That's what I was hearing. And for a young Christian or for a new Christian in the British space, those words were foreign to
Oh
me because
yeah,
I was coming from a scene like the mainstream space where people were very supportive of each other. So I was
yeah,
actually a little bit like, what did I walk into? What
yep,
is going
yep.
on here? So that really was interesting because that informed my view of what was needed,
I see.
right? Because
Okay.
I could see that there was a definite need. I
Hmm.
came from a space that I thought, well, actually, there should be more love and unity and connectivity within the Christian space as I learned
Mm,
more about the Christian faith and all of that. And I was just thinking, okay, whatever I can do to help people to see, because this is the thing. It wasn't because, in my humble opinion, that there wasn't unity. It wasn't because there wasn't love. It's just
mm,
that people were, like, let's just say that the thing was so difficult. The music industry is such a tough space that sometimes you can get a little bit carried away being focused on what you do so much
okay.
that you can't stop to look left or right because you got to get what you need done. And
You
I
just
think I got to realize
yeah.
and see people's heart as I got to know the individuals and see that actually it's not that we're not united. It's not that we don't love each other. It's not that there isn't a concern to help and to support and encourage each other. But people were just so focused on delivering for themselves because the space is so tough that they sometimes just forgot that, oh, all right, you're working beside me, I need to check on you. Uh, and that's what I saw, which is why my heart was just to do as much as I can through the project, through the work that we do, to kind of allow people to see.
Okay, that's the north south divide. That's a real thing.
Yes.
It's so funny you say that because the politicians always talk about it. There is,
Hmm.
one half of the country does one thing and the other half of the country
Hmm.
does do the other bit as well. And I can see
Hmm.
No, I'm not going to say that actually, because everybody in London's going to go, well, why are you saying that? But, things are different. The pace of life is different. And
Hmm.
the way people collaborate outside
Hmm. Hmm.
of London is different as well. So I completely get
Yes.
where you're, get where you're coming. But again, kind of thinking mainstream music wise, it is
Hmm.
different because
It
I
is.
think that arena works on, if you're talented, someone is going to go
Hmm.
there to work with you,
Hmm.
and it's not so much, well, where are they? Oh, they're in Manchester, so we can't really bother with them. But it's more to do with talent. So it's interesting, that was one of the notions that God put in your heart to put together. So what was it like the first year? So God says, you see, what was that first year like?
Um, that first year, I remember. Thank you for the memory jog, memory lane. Uh, because I'm remembering now. Now I was just too excited. I was excited to, like new Christians coming in. You want to
Yeah,
take on the world.
yeah,
You're on mission. It's like everything. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And I think, thankfully, because of the heart that God had cultivated in me from years before, and even my family, my upbringing, and stuff like that, that became so infectious. I've held on to it. It's become my DNA
good,
up to this day,
good,
right? Because that joy, that go-get attitude, that willingness to serve, it hasn't left me. I'm as excited to do what I'm doing now as I was 12 years ago or 10 years
hmm,
ago. So that was my experience traveling across the country, meeting new people, listening to their stories, what they had to share, understanding their viewpoints, understanding the diversity of viewpoints, remembering that, at the end of the day, we're still humans, we're still people. So everybody's
yes,
going to have a unique perspective on life and on different things. I enjoyed it. I
mm,
thoroughly enjoyed traveling across the country and meeting all the different people. Challenging, absolutely. In terms of just trying to do what we set out. Because we set out to do something different. Because my background as well, how I grew
mm,
up, I grew up with music that was reggae focused because of Jamaica,
mm,
and my heritage. I grew up listening to soca and calypso because
yeah,
was there for a little while as well. I grew up
yeah,
listening to hip hop because my girlfriend at the time, she was into hip hop. I grew up breakdancing. I grew up with mates who were into rock and metal, so I picked up all of that as well. So I had a very eclectic mix of, or just a diverse taste, in terms of all the different genres of music and all of that. And I was in the school choir for almost all my time in high school and then into
okay,
college as well, right? So there was just this cultivation of different talents and different desires and different likes from even before I understood what was going on. So looking back at it now, I'm like, God just we that pattern was all there, but I couldn't
mm,
see it. I couldn't see it because I was just like, this is what I'm interested in now, and it was different a few years before, but now, so I didn't see the kind of grand design, but
mm,
now I can. And it's just like that fuels my passion to serve even more because then you realize that, okay, God's got me all that time, even through the testimony bit of it, right?
yeah,
The challenging bit of it. He had a plan for my life. And then you remember
mm,
Jeremiah 29, he has a plan for you. And when you can see or catch a glimpse of what it was from which, it is just heartwarming. It makes you wanna, just serve him more, and because you understand that, okay, the latter will be greater. So if he
amen,
saw my end from the beginning and he was charting that course for me and there
mm,
with me through it all, imagine what the rest of my life is going to be. And I think that's the passion that fuels me, just a hope for the future to say,
mm,
he's got me here. I didn't get myself here, even though I've messed up and I fell to the bottom of the he still has a desire for me to flourish, a desire for me to be the best that I can be. So let me pick up and let me do the best I can and keep pushing forward.
I
And
love
that's
this,
the name as well.
Mm,
That's
yeah,
actually the name. A Step
step
Forward
forward,
was very
mm,
personal to me. It was
okay,
very much about the naming of the project was very much about taking a step forward in faith daily,
Mm,
renewing my mind. And that's biblical, that's scriptural as well. That we
mm.
need to renew our mind daily. That's the a step forward. Each of us needs to take a step
Step
forward
forward.
every single day towards Christ, towards the fulfillment of his glory in our lives. So that's what the name was about. So to see people benefiting from the project and
Mm.
it being of value to others, that's again heartwarming because like I didn't have that planned out at all.
All right, you see, you've really got my mind going now. There's so many things I want to ask
Okay.
you, but all right. So when did you realize that this thing was bigger than you? That this is just it's going to be massive. That God is orchestrating this from beginning to end.
Um, I realized that pretty early on.
Mm,
As soon as I started hitting the road, it was like, oh, right. Because as I said before, you see the need that exists. You
mm,
see what's happening on the ground. You understand that where you're coming from, the things that we see in the mainstream space, there's a bit more infrastructure. There's a little bit more of everything. So when I came into the Christian and gospel space, it was like, oh wow, we don't have this, we don't have that. What's going on here?
okay,
And that was a little bit of a yeah.
let me quickly jump in. Maybe this will help you. So, was there a particular moment, right? Something
Mhm.
that just made you go, "Aha! This is boom." I know it's
Um,
a bit of a put you on
I
on the spot question, but it's just I'm
no
just
no,
thinking.
it's a
Yeah.
great question. It's a great
Mm,
question. Um, No, that didn't happen for
okay.
me like that. When I
Good.
got saved, it was pretty
Mm,
much like, okay, now my life is dedicated to Christ, and therefore, what am I going to do? Right?
mm,
Because I was in a destitute place. So I
mm,
was literally wanting to just climb out of the hole I was in, so to speak, and
wow.
just to get on with life.
Yeah.
Right? So I was really reaching out for things. And the project, the Step Forward, A Step Forward project, was given to me 3 months before the whole world came crashing down for me. So it was part because I didn't know what to do with it. But then when I got saved, it became like, okay, Lord, what would you have me do? Right? What do I hold on to? How do I live? How do I survive? How do I keep focused on you without the past coming up and just so that was
Mm,
really the desire and that just if there was any moment, it would have been a gradual moment. I remember I was living with my brother and his wife at the time. She
mm,
was in the Adventist chorale, or she still is,
mm,
and she had loads of music in the house. And to take my mind off all the stuff that I was trying to get away from, I started listening to the music. And back in the days, I had an old laptop. I don't know if you remember those laptops that have the trackball in the middle of the keyboard,
I had
right?
one. I had one.
You had, oh, there you go, there you go. That was what I had, and I was taking her CDs. I was literally downloading the songs onto my
Onto the
laptop,
laptop.
and in listening to them, that was my way of just really just connecting with something. But
Beautiful.
by listening to the songs and reconnecting with music, and again, as I said, my past, there was choir, there was all these friends who were into different styles of music and all of that. So I took pleasure in doing that, and that became almost like a daily task. Let's see how many
Mm.
CDs I can rip off today, right? Because she had a whole collection of everything, right? And in doing that, it allowed me space and time for the Holy Spirit to work on the inside, and
Mm.
and that reconnected my love and passion for music, because from I was a teenager, I had this love for music, so much so that like even the American Top 40, I remember I used to listen to it religiously every
Mm.
week, writing down the names of all the artists and the albums or projects. That's how nerdy I was with that stuff, and that would inform what I bought, right? So there was always this love for music from before I even understood what was going on. So in downloading the CDs, in playing those CDs and stuff, it was like it just became clear that whatever I needed to do, that was a
Mm.
space for me to operate in. And that was how it's like, okay, that's when the Step Forward name came back to me, because it was like, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? Oh, right.
Like a step.
Let's work with that. And that
Mm.
just allowed me to take a step, literally, no pun intended, but a step forward in the Christian and gospel thing. So yeah, pun intended, perhaps. Yeah.
I'm going to see how many times you can work that into a conversation, right?
Mm,
This is why
I'll try.
you've not
I'll
done too
try.
badly at the moment. Once we review it, we'll see how many times you do it. But I mean, so for those that don't know, right, we've kind of like talked about it because we know. So what does a Step Forward do as an organization?
Step Forward is a multimedia organization that
Mm.
is also curators of the UK Christian charts. So we do literally, well, we do quite a lot of things. So we've done the poetry event. So we've brought over the Jackie Hill Perry's, Preston Perry's,
Yep.
Ezekiel, and that was again to fill a need, because as I was consuming music in those early days, I was also consuming poetry. So the P4CM movement, Passion for
Oh,
Christ movement in the States, was something that helped me to get through some tough times. So that was on my bucket
okay.
list when Step Forward started and things started happening. One of the desires I had was to put on a big poetry event. And it just so happened, just to share that story, it just so happened I reached out to a friend of mine and just
Mm.
said to her, listen, I'd love to do this. Maybe we should look around to see if there's any poets in the US or so that we could work with. And she reached out to P4CM because I mentioned them to
Yep.
her. And it so happened that Ezekiel was actually in contact with a group in Birmingham at the same time for them to add London or UK to their
Yeah.
global tour. So it was just a perfect connection. They started working with us, and for the next couple of years, we were the ones who worked alongside them to have
Good.
the Poets in Autumn
Wow.
event over here. We've done dance events because I said I used to break dance a little bit as well. So we took on some dance events, worked in Pineapple Studios for a bit, facilitated some dance. We've again, the UK Christian Chart is part of, well, a big part of what we do because of the
Yeah.
love and passion for music and for creative arts.
Yeah.
And that includes the rappers, the singers, the musicians, the full works. And then we are also very active because we like events. We like being out and about, sharing the gospel. So we do our own events. We take on other people's events
Yep.
as well. We partner with organizations. For example, one partnership that has been really close to our hearts over the years is the partnership with the University Gospel Choir of the Year. So we
Yes. 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 Yes.
So that happens every year, and we work with a team there to deliver that event as well. Because once we got to know them and saw their heart and passion for what they're doing, and understood that university is a marketplace, if you will, and
Yeah.
so many people are into gospel music as well, just because of how it makes them feel, not even understanding, but having a desire to understand. We thought we need to see this spread some more. So
Yeah.
we're pretty much in the business of going where we feel God is leading us to serve and to support other organizations. It's not just about the Step Forward platform in and
Mm.
of itself, but more so about how can we support whoever is doing whatever they're doing to propagate the gospel through the creative arts or other means.
Yeah, I mean, I have to champion what you just said. I think the first conversation that I had with you, and I don't know if you remember what I said. I said this for me, your charts and the the A Step Forward platform is the barometer of what is going on in UK gospel
Mm.
music.
Yes, I
And you
remember
said, "What
that.
did you say?"
Yes.
And I thought, "Oh God, I've said something wrong." And you said, "No, no, no, say it again." Because literally speaking, I would go and I would see the
Hmm.
charts, I would see events, I would see everything,
Hmm.
and everybody had all fed into
Yes.
this, into
Yes.
this platform, into this
Hmm.
hub. And
Hmm.
for me, with the radio station and being a radio presenter, I found artists that then became
Mm.
friends. I'd gone to
Yes.
events and things
Good.
like that as well. So it was more than just the music for me. It became a place where you're connecting with people, and in lockdown, especially in lockdown, Oh my goodness
Mm.
gracious me. It was such a vital service. I think at one point you were
Oh,
doing
thank
something,
you.
charitable for the musicians that couldn't get out there and do
Yes,
stuff as well.
Artist Relief Fund. Yes.
Yeah, and it just became this place. It's like, a step forward. Yeah, okay, yes, let's see what's going on there. And,
Mm.
for me, it's bookmarked on my web browser.
Mm.
You go there
Oh, thank
first.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, you go there first and you
Thank
bookmark.
you.
The
Thank you.
website had the sorry, go on. Yeah, go on.
No, I was just going to add in because
Mm,
I feel we have a lot of um, we have a desire to just honor as many people as we can along the way, and it's really great and heartwarming to hear what you shared just now about the importance of the charts or the benefit of the work that we do. Which is why I wanted to add in that the reason we're so passionate as well about delivering a good service is when I
mm,
came into the space, for example, there were platforms that we were looking up to. We wouldn't have gotten where we got to without the Cross Rhythms website, for example, because I didn't know anybody at the time. So it was on the Cross Rhythms website that I went and found a listing of just loads of different people in the space. That's how the judges started for the UK Christian charts. Because I
yeah.
was calling everybody, introducing myself. This is what I'm trying to do. We'd love to have you on
Wow.
board. So the industry directory, which is on our website, was
Yes.
paying
Yes.
homage to the Cross Rhythms website that got us started. That's why we have that there as a free service,
Oh.
and we're looking to update that very soon. So then there's Embryo, for example, that we came
Yeah.
and saw. We had Vine Juice back in the days with the events focus. There's all these amazing. There was
Mm.
To Be Real magazine. There was B Suarez. There were all
Yeah.
these amazing, amazing platforms that were doing fantastic work.
Yeah.
So we're continuing on the shoulders of all those platforms that we came and saw, and just trying to honor everyone we can because, like, man, we couldn't have done it without them. And whether they are still around or not, the work they did while they were around was significant enough to
Yeah.
help to feed and to grow where we are now. So yeah, it's really, really, really great days.
Yeah. I mean, again, and it keeps growing and it keeps evolving and taking a new
Yes.
life and taking a new shape. And I guess one of the things, as you were talking, I was saying to myself, we're talking about the award ceremony that's taking place 22nd of November. But back then, when you started, did you have a red carpet award in your mind?
No, actually, I was resisting an awards event with all my heart, with everything I had. Yeah,
Oh, I
and
love
it
it.
wasn't. It wasn't. It was simply because there was a British thing. I came into a space where awards, especially because of the work we do, where Step Forward is neither black nor white, neither gospel nor CCM. We tend to say that we operate in between spaces. So
Yes.
there was a situation that I came into, which was a mixed situation, where
Mm,
on one side we understood the value of celebrating each other and standing with each other, but on the
mm-hmm.
other side, it was very much like, well, you need to guard your heart against the potential for ego and getting carried away. It must be
Yeah.
less of you and more of God. So we came in pretty much because of the different interactions we were having. That was just like, oh my gosh, what do we do here? So I just resisted. I'm just like, Lord, I have no idea how to navigate this one right now, so I don't want to get involved in any awards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first 6 years of Step Forward. We resisted. People were always saying to us, "Oh, you guys should do an awards. It's a natural progression to the charts that you do and stuff." I'm nope, not interested, not interested, not interested. And I think God was working on my heart as well, and
Mm.
on the organization, just getting us to a place where we were more mature and
Yeah.
more stable in Him.
Yeah.
So 6 years in, and we started the awards, and we started it for one reason. There was only
Mm.
one. There was only one reason why we started it. The one
Mm.
reason was a scripture that I got that I didn't know what it was until I searched it out, and it was Romans 12, verse 10. And that scripture speaks
Yeah.
about showing brotherly love to each other and honoring each other. If it wasn't for that scripture, I don't think we would have an awards today. because I would still be resisting, like running away like Jonah, right? Just run, just running away is like, God, I don't think I can manage the hype of this. Just get somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
But Romans 12, it changed everything for me
Mm,
because it anchored me to know that no, this whole thing of loving each other and
mm.
honoring each other, that's a scriptural, that's biblical. And that allowed
Yes.
me to have a foundation to base everything on. So every year we do the awards, we go right back to that one scripture.
Mm. Hmm.
Lord, how can we show more love to more people? And how can we honor more people? Those are the two simple questions we ask ourselves
Hmm.
every year to build on from what we did before.
Mm. And again, you know, I guess it's that servant heart thing as well, that you just want to serve other people. And if you can take that to use it to elevate what you're doing, then I kind of get the reasoning behind it. But you are a brave man to take on the mantle of doing an award ceremony. What was the first one like? How many hairs did you lose? When did the hair begin to go grey?
Oh, you know what? The first the first one was truly amazing. And I
Mm,
think that's been our story all through the years. And I know sometimes naturally with everybody it's a different experience and
yeah.
some people will have different challenges. But I can actually say that the journey of Step Forward has been one of one of joy in serving. And I say that because of the relationships that we have built along the way.
Hmm.
We couldn't do anything that we really did without the people who stood around us. And the same thing was true for the charts. If it wasn't
Hmm.
for the volunteers who were listening, categorizing, processing the music every single month, we wouldn't have a chart system, which we have maintained now for 10 years, over 10
Yeah.
years. If it wasn't for the people who stood with us from day one, one person I'd shout out first and foremost is Shane Roberts, who
Yep.
produced, came on board, heard my heart, stood with me, and produced the awards from day one. So he's still the guy producing the awards every single year, right? The Nikki Browns, the Ace Oyorindis, the Audrey Grays, all
Yep.
these people just stood with us when actually we didn't even know what we were really doing. There was no proof of concept, right? And they helped to make it what it is today. And I think all the way through the Step Forward journey, that's been the story
Mm,
of just people being willing to stand with the vision, just stand with the heart that they see, and just
mm.
happy to serve as well. And I think we've been really truly blessed in that, just blessed throughout.
Yeah, you know, and you need people around you, right? No man is an island. You know,
Yeah.
there's the whole iron sharpening iron thing. But for a vision that big, you know, when you know it's bigger than
Mm.
you need people to come in to come and help you and
Yes.
to see it over the
Yes.
lines as well. And we have been beneficiaries and we've seen what you've done. And I'll be honest with you, as I said, I travel the country and I go to other countries as
Hmm.
well. And
Hmm.
yeah, I think you need to really give yourselves a huge pat on the back and for what you've achieved in
Thank
such a
you.
short space of
Hmm.
time.
Yes.
It's really and a special shout going out there to Sheehan because that guy's passion
Mm.
and
Yes.
he's just a phenomenal guy. There's
Yes, he
something
is.
about him. You know, I'll tell you a
Hmm.
story, right?
Yeah,
I
sure,
didn't know
sure.
anything about sound, right? I knew not. I
Mm.
just got saved, walked into Ruach City Church, and
Yes.
then they have this thing. They'd have like a ministry night, and they just walk around.
Hmm.
You'd follow someone, and
Hmm.
somebody would just point to things and say, "Well, you're going to be in prison ministry. You're going to be over there." And
Mm.
the guy that
Okay.
was doing it goes, "You used to be in sound and music, didn't you?" And I went, "Yeah." He goes, "Right, you're going to be with him. He's going to show you how to use a sound desk." And I thought,
Okay. Okay.
like,
Uh-oh.
what? But I tell you, man, Sheehan taught
Mm.
me. You know, I'm here as
It's amazing.
yeah, from what I do and music wise
Hmm.
and sound wise
Hmm.
as a sound engineer. He showed me stuff, and
Good.
he's so.
That's so
Do you
good.
not find he's so patient?
He is. He really is. He
He's
really
just.
is.
I'm thinking all hell could be breaking loose, and Shane would go, "Nah, it's all right, bruv. We can sort
Yeah.
this out."
Yeah. Yeah, that's his personality. That's so good. So good.
Great person to have on board.
Yes.
All right, let's fast forwards because we've got this year's award ceremony, 22nd of November at Hackney Church. And the title
Yes.
of this one is called For His Glory. Tell me about that.
Mm. Mm. This is an interesting one because I was man, we didn't even have a theme in mind type thing until we saw the design that was done by our graphics designer Stephen. And shout out to him as well because he's been with us from day one. All the designs for the awards over the years has been through him. And I remember seeing the first design. We didn't actually give him a detailed brief, so he was just going with what, coming out of last year's design and stuff like that. But the design that he did was the same spiral you're looking at on the screen, going upwards, but the colors were a little bit different. And we were trying to figure out, okay, all right, that's the first design. What's the thinking? And I remember speaking to my sister, Deidre Johnson, who is also one of the directors of A Step Forward, and it was actually her suggestion with regards to theme, right? In terms of actually, that was something I think God has been placing on her heart and stuff like that. And it just came together in that moment. And it's
Mm,
like, oh, that is a great focal point, right?
mm,
For His glory. Everything we're doing, everything we are is for His glory. So then the theme that came back in is also, okay, we have a design already, right? The graphic designer is not going to be happy because the worst thing you could do is brief it after the fact, right? So that's when Shane and myself, we got a little bit more involved and we were like, okay, we have that design, but we have this theme, and the theme is everything, right?
mm.
So how do we kind of bring the two together? And then the Northern Lights became, when you think about for His glory, the Northern Lights is something that kicked into mind. That was Shane's idea. So
Yeah.
that's why you see in the design, you see a little bit of the Northern Lights there, kind of merging with the initial
Oh,
design. So that's what that is on the left hand side. So
yeah,
that so
yeah.
that's that's how again, it's teamwork. Almost everything we do in Step Forward is always teamwork. We listen to each other. We are always trying to find the best ideas wherever they come from, and we just run with it. So it's a little bit of everybody piling in. Stephen on the graphics, Shane on the production side of things, my sister with the theme design, and we just kind of pull it together to create what we have now. We're so thankful for the theme that we've already decided that this theme is not going to be a 1 year and we look for something else. We're actually going to keep this for 2 years at the very least, right? Because hey, it's for His glory, so you can't run
What?
away from
Yeah.
it too quickly, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. I was gonna say after all of that, for it to be just like a
Mhm.
one-off thing,
Would make sense.
we were joking before. Well, not joking. We are talking about and that this image just brings a certain amount of. I just don't know. I just looked and I thought the colors are so
Mhm.
sympathetic. It's so well done.
Mm. Yes, yes.
Yes, it's beautiful. It's really like
Thank you.
um,
Thank you.
a piece of art. I know all things
Mm.
media is a piece of work, but that's the kind of
Yes.
thing. Like when we get to like 25 years on, that's going to be framed
Mm.
somewhere in you guys' offices. Like,
Yes,
yeah, this
yes.
was
Yeah,
His glory.
absolutely. Thank you for that. Prophetic words. Yeah.
Well,
Awesome.
it's
Awesome.
upwards ever. It can't be downwards. So we're moving up and we're going on. But
Amen. Thank you.
beautifully done. And yeah,
Yes.
a huge credit to all those that are involved in that as well.
Thank
Can we
you.
just
Thank
look at
you.
it again one more time? Sorry, folks. There you go. So in case you're in
That's good.
doubt, just
That's good.
just have a look. 22nd of November, right? It's not that far away, depending on where you're watching or where you're looking.
Mhm.
Hackney Church, and yeah, it's going to be an absolute amazing time. So let's talk about what we can expect on the night. Now, there's a lot of art. You see, I have to be careful, right? If I say favorite artists, because
Mhm.
the others are going to go, DJ Val, you've got favorites. But there were some that I noticed that were on the that I
Right.
do
Yes.
really like their music. In fact,
Okay.
one,
Yes.
I'm only going to pick one out because,
Yeah.
and
Sure. Sure.
it helps me. They're all, yeah, pretty much interviewed a good fair few of these. But K
All right.
Marie, right?
Okay.
Whew,
Okay.
wow, that young lady
Yes.
is
Yes.
something else. Her
Yes.
latest song, which I've forgotten the name, I'm going to find it while I'm
Mhm.
talking. It's
Yeah. Sure.
actually
Sure.
track of the week on.
All right.
Well, we call it record of the week. I'm a bit old school like you, right? You
Okay.
never heard record of the month because you just didn't do that on the radio or anything. It was
Hmm.
always track of the
Hmm.
week or record of the week. So
Yes.
I've actually still call it track of well, record of the week, but it's running for the whole month.
Hmm. Okay.
Oh god. So yeah, tell us about everybody else. Now I finished vamping about her. There are other people on the
Okay.
list as well, but she's phenomenal. Hmm.
No, she certainly is, and we're grateful to have her on the lineup. Um, there is an amazing coming together every year when we have the awards, and we're so pleased to be able to facilitate that and to see that happen. And what makes a difference, we believe, is just how the charts, the UK Christian charts, has developed
Yeah.
because we had one charting system when we started, and then the pandemic came in and we were getting too much music coming in. So we had to again shout out to one of the guys who was really instrumental in this, apart from Philip, who heads up our multimedia, but Elijah as well, who
Okay.
was instrumental all through the pandemic. I think God placed him
Bless him.
in our midst because it was a chance meeting. I went to a artist collective event at Hillsong, ran into him, we became friends. He came on board, took on the charts, and then pandemic hit, and he didn't have any work to go to. So all through that time, we were developing the chart system, um,
Wow.
and 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 breaking it down into the multiple categories as well. When all this music became too much for
Yeah.
one charting system, so we ended up with 12 charting systems. And the beauty of that is, whereas, say, for example, worship, which we all partake in, was always a dominant category. All of a
Mm.
sudden, the smaller categories, whether it's an R&B soul or an indie folk acoustic or a rap or contemporary
Lofi.
worship or gospel, chill hop, lo-fi, Afrobeat, all these
Yeah.
rock alternative, all these categories got a chance to breathe a little bit more, and
Yeah.
the artists behind the music got a chance to see the light, a little bit more of the light of day, which we were really grateful for. So we've become this music discovery platform, which I don't know if that was an intention when we started. We just wanted to serve the artists and the community. But inadvertently, we have now become this music discovery platform that services
Yeah.
every genre that you could ever be interested in, right?
Yeah.
And that's been beautiful to see. That's what fuels the awards. So when you come to the award, you will get a taste of all the genres that exist
Beautiful.
within the UK Christian charts. And that is something we're really proud of. Most awards events would do one song of the year. Well, we're crazy enough to want to do 12. All right. And that's really, again, pulling directly from the UK Christian charts. But alongside that, we're never trying to do the norm. I think all the guys around us are so creative. They're
Mm.
always looking for ways to improve on what they've seen. So we're always trying to curate moments. I know Ace, who is a music coordinator, that's something he's very passionate about, just creating moments. So, pairing artists together and trying different genres and see how they work together. Those are the little things that we're very passionate about, because we want to foster more community and more community collaboration between the different genres and the different artists. This year, with the theme that we have, uh, we're really just trying to showcase the creative arts for his glory. So
Mm.
expect a little bit more dance, expect
Mm.
more rap, expect more singing, expect artistry as well. Just expect just just a creative splurge, if you will,
Mm.
like you've not seen before. That's really our heart. Um, that's always our heart. We get excited to try different things. We get excited because the creator, God is the ultimate creator. So we're always wanting to see how much of his creative spirit we can utilize to bless others. So this year is the fifth year. This
Yes.
year is a really exciting one for us. And we're looking to live stream the event for the first time as well. So yeah, so there's a
Oh.
few things that we're doing a little bit differently this year. Red carpet. There's a rap. There's a special rap segment that I will be announced soon. Let's just say that you heard it here first.
Woohoo.
So something is coming up special for the event as well. So we're going to announce that this week. So there's all these amazing things that we're really working on. So this year, expect something really special.
you've already whetted my appetite all over again. You know, the line. Hold on, I had the lineup of some of the names of the here. So
The
we've got
lineup,
Ellie.
some of the names.
Yeah,
Ellie
have you got it there?
Lambert,
Yeah,
DC3.
yeah.
No, I'm trying to go from memory and see how much I can do.
All right,
Tafani
you go.
Adorna,
I'll try and
K
fill in the gaps
Marie.
if you miss anyone.
Yeah,
Okay, go on.
there you go. K
Mm,
Marie, Esther Durin.
yep,
There's UG Official.
yep,
There is Marizu.
yep.
There is KXC. There's Saint Music. And
Okay.
there's a special guest that hasn't been announced yet. But let's just say expect more dance as well.
Okay. All
Yeah.
righty. That's good.
And of
You said
course there's Evans Ogboy as well.
yes.
How could, yeah. So
He's phenomenal too.
and
So yeah.
and and the winners of UGCY this year, of the University Gospel Choir of the Year competition, Kent
Hmm.
Gospel Choir. So it's and there are some surprises. There are some surprises that we're working on as well that we haven't announced yet. So you just need to go get your tickets if you haven't gotten them yet.
You really, really do. Because I was looking at a list, and some of the ones that you announced, I got a list here in the studio, and some of the ones you announced, they're not on this list. So I did
Oh,
have that.
okay. Well,
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah. So Tofumi Adona, she's on there
Yes,
too.
yes,
You said Marizu, you said DC3. Ellie
yes,
Limber.
yes.
Did you say,
Ellie
yep, Ellie
Linebear,
Limber.
yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
see,
Ellie
Lime Bear.
Linebear. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, she's coming. She's back. She's back.
yep.
Phenomenal, phenomenal artist. Yes.
Hmm. And you have a rule, don't you? So it tends to be if you've been in one year, you can't perform the next year. Is it something like that? Was that the rule that you?
That was the rule that we held to for the first 3 years.
I
So I
see.
don't even,
Okay.
I was cra I was that was such a crazy thought and I held to it. But the thought was, okay, I just felt like Holy Spirit was said, this whole thing of loving and honoring people, you need to live that out. So the first 3 years, I don't want you to repeat any name. And I'm like, yeah, but these ones are really popular. We could
Good.
have them back.
Yeah.
But we stuck to it. So the first 3 years, all the artists that performed, nobody was repeated. Everybody came in new. And then from year four onwards,
Mm.
last year, we then kind of brought one or two people back, as the chart listing deemed. So yeah, we've been good in showing love and honor. We've been living by Romans 12 verse 10, loving as
I,
many artists as we can, and showcasing as many as we can.
I mean that that is brilliant. I was I was just thinking, you know, in all of these things, sometimes you have that moment where you say, and I don't know if it's happened yet in this particular world, or it may well happen later on, but you know, where you just get to the point where you say, you know what, Jesus, I've done all I can do. It's time for you. Just take the
Mm,
wheel and
yes,
just keep it
yes,
going. You know, just keep it going. I've got to take my hands off,
absolutely.
and you got to do it. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But it's
Mm,
been phenomenal. I think that really helped us to spread the word of Step Forward, include more genres, include more artists. So even though, at the time it was like a crazy thought, what? We're not going to
mhm,
repeat any artist? Oh, okay. But we stuck to it. We were faithful to that. And yeah,
mhm.
God got us through. So
So one of the other things I wanted to talk about as well, because since every month there's a track that wins track of the month, right? Tell us about the track of the year. How are you going to work that out?
yeah, that is, we enjoy it, but it's painful, right? Which is saying we enjoy pain, but hey, all for His glory, right? All for His glory.
For his
So
glory.
for His glory. So that's a really. I see if I can run through that process really, really quickly.
Yeah.
So every month we have 12 number one songs because there's 12 categories,
Oh
right?
God, yeah, of
So
course.
all yes, so all 12 songs are then in the running for Song of the Year. So basically it means that each category will have 12 songs from August last year to July this year. And that then goes to the public for one final vote. So potentially we have 144 songs.
144. I was just doing the math.
Yeah,
So
yeah, there you go. There you go. So from the 144, we then get to the final situation where one track gets chosen to be the Song of the Year in that category. So at the awards, we end up with 12 Song of the Years. We are doing 11 this year because we didn't have enough for the poetry category. So there's 11 So we had
I
136,
see.
um, yeah, 100 and yeah, 130 something number one songs. So they're
Yep.
all number one
Number ones.
songs that are now in the running to see which song is that song of the year. And it's a crazy process as well because yeah, just the voting has been we had more votes than we've ever had this year. So over 5,000 people voted, which is
Phenomenal.
significant for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was really, really good. And then, yeah, it's which songs are going to be Song of the Year for that category. Who knows?
Who
Who
knows?
knows?
I bet you
Who
know, but who
knows?
knows?
But the talent, the artistry, the creativity, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh man, we get excited every time we are listening because we're like British. No, this is good stuff. That's why we do
Yeah.
what we do because we just love seeing the abundance of talent that is around us. So
Oh,
yeah, good stuff.
I mean, I never work. I actually see. It's funny. I go to the awards ceremony and I'm just like enjoying the whole time of being there, and connecting and being with people. But you've just done the math now. That's a lot of
It's a
yeah.
lot. It's a
That's a
it's a
lot.
lot of processing going
That
on
is a
behind the
lot
scenes.
of.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
and
work,
then
man.
So, for those who might be coming for the first time, or even if you've been there before, the awards has three sections. So you
Mm,
have the Song of the Year category, which is,
yeah.
as I said, 130 odd songs to choose from,
Yeah.
right? So we're celebrating all the diversity that exists in
Good.
British Christian and gospel music. And then you have what we call the annual music category. So that's your male artist, female artist of the year,
Yes.
producer of the year,
Yeah.
and all of that. And then we have the honorary categories which are
Yes.
your Lifetime Achievement Awards or your Laveen Hudson Award for Vocal Excellence or your John
Yeah.
Pacolabo Award for Industry Development or your Outstanding Contribution. And we were running through the other recently, and we realized that we've probably given out more awards than let's not compare, but we've given out a lot of
A
awards.
lot,
The
right?
first
Yeah.
year, we gave out over 50 awards in the one night. And I can
Whoa.
tell you why that was. Very simply, we took the scripture so much to heart, right? It's like,
Mm.
okay, love and honor, right?
Wow.
That for the outstanding contribution, we just couldn't decide who to give first. So we ended up giving we were only meant to do four or two,
Yeah.
right? We ended up doing 21 awards that first year just for outstanding contribution. Because there are just so many giants. What do you do with a Marcia Dixon, a Juliet Fletcher, a Basil Mead, a Noel Robinson, a Moiwa,
Yeah.
LC, all the LCGC founders, Lawrence,
Yeah.
and what do you do with you can't to give a few before the others just didn't seem like the
Didn't
right
sit
thing to
right.
do that year. So
No.
so we gave out over 50 awards that first year. And all
Wow.
and to be fair, that was out of a listing of 300, which we're still. Every time we're going to look to see who outstanding contribution recipient could or should be, we're going back to that first list that
List.
we called out, we called around and spoke to over 60 odd people from across the space. They recommended who they thought was deserving of honor. And the
Wow.
list that we thought was going to be a few names ended up being over 300 names.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
There's a lot to celebrate.
I don't envy you. That is a real.
We love it. We
I
love
mean,
it.
just to read the 300 names is going to take you a few
It's a
minutes,
lot.
right? Talk less of actually
Yes.
start to
Yes.
process and think where you're going to place people and put them and who you're going to honor
Yeah.
this year as well. That is
But it did cause me to have a much greater appreciation because I was also learning. So it was an education for me because some of the names I was hearing for the very first time and
mm,
just asking the question, okay, what did they do? Who are they? And I got it was a fantastic experience for me,
wow,
right?
wow,
Just learning and being educated by those who had done stuff before about others who were deserving of honor. So we have a lot of time and patience, and we have a lot of love for the British scene because the talent is immense. The
wow.
abundance of talent is immense. So yeah, we keep pressing forward.
I thought you were going to go. We keep stepping forward.
I had to get one in. I had to get another one in. Our interview is wrapping up. We have to go there
I
one more time.
know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. So okay, so where can people get their tickets for this award if they haven't already gone over to Eventbrite or wherever they can get them?
So the award Step for the Awards at Hackney Church this year on the 22nd of November. Tickets are available on stepfwdawards.com. So stepforwardawards.com is the website to get your tickets, and
Okay. Mhm.
tickets are selling fast. So don't delay. Go get your tickets as soon as you can and come gather and celebrate with us.
Oh, that is fantastic. And please see, there was me saying Eventbrite, like I knew that the tickets were on Eventbrite. See, they're on the website now. That's another move, right? You've moved into managing the ticket sales and things yourself, right?
So we're working the venue, we're partnered with Hackney Church,
I
so
see.
it's through
Okay,
their
good.
ticketing outlet. So
Oh
yeah,
well, there you go.
absolutely.
It's all's fair in love and more, but I mean that's brilliant. And shouts going out there to Miss Lemoon and Mr. Child, who are going to be
Yes,
anchoring and hosting the event again. So that's going to be lovely.
yes,
Yeah, shouts going out to
yes.
both of them.
Had to bring them back. Had to bring them
Yeah,
back. Faith Child
yeah.
and Jennifer.
He-
Amazing,
he's
amazing
he,
host.
he's just absolutely. I think sometimes the energy level that guy brings to any occasion, and they both really suit each other because she's a bit more like,
They do.
and he's like. So
And I
it's
think they're going to go a bit overboard this year. I wouldn't say
you think?
overboard, but they're going to be doing a lot this year. They're excited for this year, so that's going to factor in to whatever they do. So it's going to be a good
Yeah,
night. It's
I
going to be a really
generally
good
feel
night.
excited about this year's one as well. I mean, I love them all, but this year just seems to something special in the air about this year. So
Yes.
if you haven't gone, go over to a Step Forward's website, go over there and get your tickets. Be part of
Mm.
history. We are making
Yes,
history here, and that's the way I
absolutely.
see it. Yeah, it's a phenomenal time. Take it from me. I've been 3 times now, I think, on the bounce, and I've enjoyed every moment of it from the people.
Mm.
And I tell you one other thing. I know we are wrapping up as well. Isn't it great that the people that you listen to and you
Hmm.
admire, you can
Hmm.
be sitting next to them, you're coming up and you're walking past them, and there's no kind of like segregated area where it's all superstars over here, the
No,
rest of
no,
you commoners who
no, not at
you
all.
stay over there. You can just be,
Yes.
you're there getting a lovely drink on the red carpet, and you could be next to Ellie Limbar, or you could be next to Marizu, and you go, hey, that's Marie, I love you. It's a beautiful event, and it's a great melting pot. And if you
Absolutely.
haven't, please do come down. O'Neill, I've got to say thank you so much indeed for taking the time out to
Thank you.
spend time and just tell us all about it. And Step Forward, how can they connect just with a Step Forward as an organization? Quickly tell us how they can do that.
Well, our website is there as well.
Mm,
And first, just to say thank you so much for having me. Always
mm.
appreciate the time you
Oh,
take
God bless
to
you, sir.
connect with us. Really love you
Mm.
for that. And you can find us on any one of the social media channels, A Step FWD or Step Forward Awards. So either way, you can find us. We're our website, both for the awards and the main website, and the social media, the same as well. Step FWD Awards or the main page, whichever one.
Brilliant. O'Neill, thank you. I nearly said
Yes,
Dennis,
sir.
right? Thank you so much indeed. Take good care and God bless you, sir. Thank you for your time
Thank
this
you.
evening. Bye.
No problem at all. Thank you for having me.
What's on your mind? Let's talk it out. With Olive and Val, there's never